Did I do it, brother? Was I able to defeat Goku? Bro, that was Raditz. And nah, you fumbled. What? Ultimate dishonor. Wait! The universe has many great questions. Can Batman defeat Superman without plot armor, boobs or butts? And of course, the greatest question of all, can he beat Goku? Today, we're answering that question. Out of all the Mortal Kombat characters, specifically the playable ones, how many of them can defeat Goku? This video was inspired by Westside Live, so definitely make sure to check out his channel after watching this video. Okay, so first up, the ground rules. Nobody is allowed outside help. So Raiden can't ask the Elder Gods for help, and Goku can't run to a hospital if he gets poisoned. It's mano a mano, baby, man versus man. But outside of that, most things are allowed in this fight, including teleporting or mind control, magic, all that stuff. Now with that said, we also need to consider if that's something the character would actually attempt at all. So for example, Goku could kill 99% of the Mortal Kombat universe with instant transmission into the sun, sure. But Goku would never do that because he truly enjoys combat and almost always tries to fight fair. Many Mortal Kombat characters aren't about that life though, which is why some of these matchups are gonna get really interesting. And also, Mortal Kombat characters are way stronger than most people give them credit for. For example, even Baraka is bulletproof. Yeah, the jobber who gets his butt kicked all the time, bullets bounce off his skin. And then you have Garrus, who can laugh off hundreds of bullets getting fired at him by military rifles. And even so, guess what? Both of these characters get beaten down by Sonya. This not only proves how durable Mortal Kombat characters are, but also how absurdly strong they are. Because think about how powerful your punches and kicks would have to be in order to damage and even defeat someone who shrugs off that many bullets. I've seen a lot of people online claim that Mortal Kombat characters are street level, but that's clearly not the case based on their feats, and also several of them have defeated DC superheroes. It gets pretty crazy. Mortal Kombat characters can dodge gunshots on reaction, can easily break anvils in a single chop, and survive punishment better than most characters in fiction. Yes, I know there's examples where this stuff is disproven, but it's similar to how Goku was hurt by a rock while in Super Saiyan. Sometimes the creators just get things wrong. Alright, so let's begin and get one thing out of the way immediately. A huge chunk of characters are going right here. They can't even beat Krillin. And make no mistake, I respect Krillin, but he's nowhere near Goku, and that's my point. Even though Mortal Kombat characters are way stronger than your average human, they can take so much punishment. Even they would need something extra on the table to defeat Krillin. And for this next tier, it's more or less the same thing. A huge chunk of characters can't even defeat Kid Goku, let alone his current strength in the series. However, that said, some of these characters are literal Mortal Kombat champions, which means they're the strongest being out of all the realms. That's how you win the Mortal Kombat tournament. For example, that's why Goro's here, and Kentaro is pretty much on par with Goro, so he's here too. The same could be said for Motaro, you get the idea, and then other characters like Kitana and Kotal have been shown to defeat Shao Kahn at least at one point, and Shao Kahn is crazy powerful. I hate to admit it because Kotal Kahn jobs all the time, but most fans agree that's just reverse plot armor, right? The writers do him dirty. In the comics, Kotal Kahn overpowered Goro, a champion of Mortal Kombat. Next up we have Cyrax and Sector, and they're included here because they're basically the androids from Dragon Ball Z. They were already peak humans, able to take out Shokans and other crazy monsters from Outworld. In other words, they're already really tough fighters, but then they got a huge boost with the Cyber Initiative and now can fire missiles that can destroy entire cities. Their nets can cut through almost anything. You get the idea. Even if you think they're not as strong as Android 17 and 18, keep in mind that they could take out Super Saiyans, so those two are crazy strong, way above Krillin and definitely above Kid Goku. And then for Nightwolf, he's here because of the spiritual factor. Nightwolf can actually affect your soul, and I don't think Krillin has any resistance to that sort of thing, and Goku doesn't either in his kid form, but Kid Goku is just so fast and next level that maybe he could blitz Nightwolf before any of those chants actually happened. And as for Draman, you might think he does not belong here, but Draman actually overpowered Scorpion in Deadly Alliance, and Scorpion is really strong. So strong, in fact, that the Elder Gods themselves made him their champion. That's how tough he is. So if Draman can beat Scorpion, then yeah, he can beat Krillin, but probably not Kid Goku. But oh boy, this next tier is where things get really interesting. No, they can't beat Goku, but yes, they could defeat Kid Goku. First up, we have many of the god beings, or like god crushers, characters that can beat gods. Raiden, Fujin, Taven, Dagon, Liu Kang, and we'll put Kung Lao there too because he's said to be very close to on par with Liu Kang. These characters have been seen defeating god level beings or are just actually gods themselves, so I bet they could beat Kid Goku, but regular Goku is just on a different level at this point, let's be real. I think the issue is anyone trying to fight Goku directly from Mortal Kombat is going to lose. There's gotta be something extra going on. But real quick, let's explain some more of these characters. Ermac could theoretically just suspend Kid Goku and pull his limbs off with his mind. It's horrible to think about, but I bet he could do it. Cassie Cage defeated an Elder God who was powered up by heavenly earth energy, and she still won, so she can probably beat Kid Goku. Sindel is actually ridiculously strong. A lot of people don't realize this. She's taken out like a dozen of some of the strongest Mortal Kombat characters at once by herself, so she's absurdly strong. But then we have the tricky characters, right? Noob Saibot could create a portal, have Goku fall halfway down, and then just close it and cut Kid Goku in half. Again, it's a horrible thought, but it's something Noob Saibot would realistically do because he's that fiendish. And the same goes for Rain. We see him imprison Tagon and Daven in these water prisons, and he just drowns them straight up. And if these god level beings, in fact god destroying level beings, can't escape those bubbles, then I don't think Kid Goku can either, which would mean he drowns to death. And then we have Reptile, who uses acid, and Goku's not allowed to get help. I don't think Kid Goku would know what to do when he was just covered in acid. He would just die, or at the very least get so injured that he has to fly away, which I still consider a win because he retreated. Then we have Smoke, and this one gets more specific. We've seen fatalities where he just phases through people in vapor form and cuts them all to bits. I just don't see what Kid Goku would do against that. And then next up we have Trimmer, who can casually manipulate lava, and we've seen in several instances that lava can harm and even kill Saiyans or Super Saiyans, right? So yeah, that's a wrap. The guy controls lava. That would definitely really badly hurt Kid Goku. Then finally we have Havoc, and this one's interesting because I don't think Havoc would win right away, but because you can't actually kill Havoc, he comes back from everything, I feel like eventually he would just keep stalking Goku and eventually kill Kid Goku. Alright, but then we have the maybe category. These are fighters that I think have a chance against Goku, but I'm not quite sure. First up is Cetrion. She's an Elder God, so theoretically she should be impossible to kill unless you're also of Elder God status, or if two literal gods fuse together to fight you, which is what happened in Mortal Kombat 11. And as a result, you could argue that maybe Goku just doesn't quite have enough power to destroy her, but I'm not sure. I think Goku probably could blitz her, honestly, because he gets more and more ridiculous. But then we have Garrus. This man has time manipulation. Not only can he freeze you in place and then do tons of damage to you, any manner of unspeakable things while you're frozen, but on top of that, we've seen him open portals to different points in time and then doing nonsense to you there as well. So theoretically, Garrus could reach back in time, kill Kid Goku, and that would kill current Goku. So if we're talking about Mortal Kombat 11 Garrus, that feels like something he would definitely do, and also Garrus literally can't die. So again, in theory, maybe he would eventually find a way to kill Goku. But then we have Shang Tsung, where things get really interesting, because how would Goku do versus the soul sucking? That power varies from film to film and game to game. In the recent Mortal Kombat movie, apparently if Shang Tsung touches you, that's all it takes. It's a wrap. He can suck your soul from your body right then and there, and even a character as powerful as Kung Lao, a god crusher, could do nothing against this. He just got his soul sucked. And even if Goku can resist this somehow, Shang Tsung's also been seen to go inside someone's body, take control of them, and then use their own strength against them to rip their own head off. And since Goku is crazy strong, I have no doubt that he could rip his own head off if he wanted to. So if Shang Tsung pulls that move off, then it's a wrap. So maybe. Next up we have Blaze, where things get really situational, because even if you kill Blaze, which I think Goku definitely could, his energy and soul just goes inside your body and you fuse. So is that really a loss because he joins with Goku? It's kind of a fusion. I'm not sure how to count that. Oh boy, Shujinko. So the interesting thing here is that Shujinko can copy any abilities that he's seen, and he does so perfectly, which means he could just do Goku's attacks perfectly and with the same level of strength. That's what he does in the games, so he could do it here. But on top of that, Shujinko is way more focused and is not going to be quite as silly as Goku, so maybe, just maybe, he could win. I think Goku's still more powerful, but if he does not take this fight seriously and underestimates Shujinko, then maybe he could lose. Oh man, but these last four is where things get really interesting. Scorpion has the power of Hellfire, and it's been proven that extreme temperatures can hurt Goku. Goku, both heat and cold, and hellfire has been said to be even worse than lava, right? It burns even hotter than anything else you can imagine. So theoretically, this could kill Goku. And then on top of that, Scorpion can't die. If you do kill him, he's just reborn in the Netherrealm because he's a Spectre. And even if that doesn't work, Scorpion could always try something crazy and teleporting Goku into a pool of lava. Yes, Goku has instant transmission, so he would get out immediately, but he's still been covered in lava. That's gonna burn really bad. It might actually kill him. Even Gohan thought that lava could kill Broly, so we know it's really effective against Saiyans. However, keep in mind that this tier is all just maybe. It's just maybe. So next up, let's talk Sub-Zero. This man can instantly freeze people, and Goku has been shown to get frozen multiple times, and unless somebody else shows up, he's unable to free himself from that frozen prison. So if we take those examples, it is possible that maybe Sub-Zero could kill Goku, freeze him, and then just leave him there, or take him somewhere, or maybe just being frozen down to your blood would actually kill Goku. What if Sub-Zero freezes your blood? Mortal Kombat characters walk this off somehow, but the Dragon Ball universe is different. Maybe freezing someone's blood in that setting would be lethal. And speaking of blood, let's talk about Scarlet. What if she used her blood powers to just stop Goku's heart, or to hemorrhage his brain? Would that work? Mortal Kombat characters walk this crap off. Unless you blow up their heart or destroy their brain beyond reason, they can just shrug things off. But Goku, I feel like, if you just gave him a slight little aneurysm by putting a blood clot in his brain, that would actually do him in, or at the very least put him in a state where he needs a sensu bean, right? He can't do anything. Once again, it's just maybe, okay? Maybe. We're having fun here. Oh boy, but now it's time for Johnny Cage, and for this instance, I am using Mortal Kombat 9 arcade ladder ending Johnny Cage, when the guy is constantly exploding and destroying entire cities by accident, just from energy escaping his body by accident. That's how powerful he becomes after defeating Shao Kahn, because apparently he had all this latent energy that he was not aware of, and when pushed to his limits, it finally escaped. The seal was broken, and now he's just constantly exerting energy. And keep in mind that this energy is god killing, and Goku is not technically a god, but he does utilize God Ki and enters Super Saiyan God form. So maybe that would leave him vulnerable to these green energy blasts and could actually kill Goku, or at the very least do a lot of damage to him. Now, regular Johnny Cage is not touching Goku. Let's be real, it's not happening. Even though Johnny Cage is supersonic, we've seen him dodge bullets at point blank range from high-powered rifles. It does not matter. Goku is many times faster than that. Alright, but now finally, here we are, the moment you've all been waiting for, the yes, they can beat Goku category. First up, we have Kronika. I don't like this character, almost nobody likes this character, but she is in control of time itself and can even unwrite you from history, right? She can just erase you from the timeline on a whim if she wants to. And on top of that, she can freeze you in place for an indefinite period of time. There has not been shown any limits to how long she can freeze reality, so she could freeze Goku, take him to the Sea of Blood, fill his lungs up with the blood, and then even if Goku instant transmissions out of there when he comes back to his senses and time's unfrozen, he still has lungs filled with water and blood. So would he still die? I feel like yes. But let's say Goku does win against Kronika. Unfortunately, he's a nice guy and would likely spare her. Kronika would take advantage of this. She would rewind time, go back to when Goku was on his way to Earth, and then just make him land somewhere else. She would move his spaceship and make it land somewhere else, and then Goku would never fight for Earth. Or honestly, she might just kill Goku when he's a baby. She could stop his parents from ever meeting. You get the idea. She's in control of all time itself. She's super overpowered. She would never actually lose ever if not for the writers. Okay, next up we have Shinnok. This man's amulet can just suck people in, like straight up. And there's no way to destroy the amulet. That's an actual fact. It is impossible to destroy, and you can't escape the suction either unless someone else intervenes, and to escape, someone needs to know the chance to actually free you. There's no way to get yourself out by force, and Goku's not very smart, so yeah, he's stuck in there. And some of you might argue that it only works on gods. I don't think that's ever been stated, but in case that is the reality, Goku does use God Ki, he has Super Saiyan God forms, so maybe the amulet would work on him just because Goku has God energy in him. Okay, next up Quan Chi, and this fight's interesting because Quan Chi is not one of the scarier characters in Mortal Kombat, but that's only because the MK characters are so absurdly durable. So when Quan Chi mind controls them mid-match and makes them snap their own neck, they walk that crap off, but Goku would not be able to. If Quan Chi controls Goku's mind and then makes him snap his own neck, it's over, like it's curtains. And unfortunately, Goku does not have any resistance to mind control at all. So ironically enough, while Quan Chi is only pretty dangerous in the Mortal Kombat universe, against some of the stronger Z fighters, he's a real threat because he can just make you kill yourself with mind control. And unless you have some sort of mind resistance or magic resistance, you're in trouble. Next up we have Onaga, and I mean Onaga with all the Kami Dogu. This is a W mainly because you can't damage someone who has all the Kami Dogu, and they also become really strong enough to even kill the Elder Gods, who basically helped shape reality itself. So very, very powerful. Goku is universe level though, which makes this fight almost even, but the problem is Goku's not unhurtable, whereas Onaga is, and because Goku sadly is not very smart, he would not know to damage the Kami Dogu. He would just keep trying to hurt Onaga, eventually tire himself out, and then die because he can't hurt Onaga. Oh boy, next up we have Devora. This one's gonna get people mad, but it simply comes down to poison and venom. Goku has been shown multiple times, not just during Dragon Ball Z, but also during Dragon Ball Super, that he is very vulnerable to poison. If you find any way to get venom or poison inside his body, it can render him incapacitated at the least, and at worst it can kill him, both of which count as a loss. And you might think, well, Goku is way too fast to ever let that happen. Maybe, but Devora has so many tricks. I would not be shocked if she would just pretend to surrender, go to shake his hand and then inject him, or she would pretend to be attracted with him, flirt with them, make Goku feel very awkward because he's like, I don't feel that way about you, and then she would vomit all the gross stuff down his throat and he'd be poisoned, right? There's too many ways to take advantage of Goku's ignorance, and because he's such an honorable guy, I feel like Devora would take advantage of that. And if all that wasn't bad enough, keep in mind that Devora has been shown in the comics to be almost unkillable. As long as some bugs survive, they can reproduce and then rebuild her body. That's how she works. So Goku would have to crush every single bug in her body and be really merciless, which he could achieve with the Kamehameha. But my point is, certain characters like the Frieza from a different timeline has injected venom, and then there's been viruses in Goku's body before. He's been poisoned in multiple ways, and he's not resistant to it. So yeah, Devora could kill Goku. And then finally we have Shao Kahn, but that's because of his soul manipulation and his ability to possess people even if you kill him. That's right, we've seen this multiple times in the Mortal Kombat 9 arcade ladder endings. After getting killed, Shao Kahn will straight up possess you and then either take control or at the very least manipulate your body in a way that's not who you used to be. But most of the time he just possesses you and becomes Shao Kahn but in your body. And this makes sense because Shao Kahn is over 10,000 years old and he spent a lot of his time studying magic, whether it be blood magic, soul magic, curse magic. He knows all of that stuff, so definitely there's something he knows that could hurt Goku. But even if he does lose the fight and gets killed, he will possess Goku and just take over his body because unfortunately Goku does not have any resistance to that kind of stuff. Alright everyone, that's it for the tier list. I hope I did not upset any Goku fans or Dragon Ball fans in general. I love the show, I love the series. I just wanted to make a fun video about characters who could beat Goku and the other 95% who have almost no chance of ever beating Goku. But it was still a fun tier list. I don't think anyone else has done this, so that's another fun thing. I just hope and pray that the power scaling community goes easy on me because they can be pretty sensitive about this kind of stuff. It's just a fun video, don't take it seriously. It's all fictional characters, we're just having fun here. So thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton, and then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.